for good leadership. And how do we keep about
Is first. And if we can, whatever it is that we need is what the world needs around us, our community, our work environment. I think that is most definitely number one. What are those things that you are going to need to become an effective leader? Well, most definitely it's confidence, but it's also integrity. It's also loyalty to your people. It's also your relationships, with the people around you. It's you becoming the best version of who you are as a leader. And I think most important as well is being authentic. Like, don't be a fake leader. There's so many fake leaders out there that when we actually see an authentic leader, they stand out. So what I would say is be the best version of who you are. Stay vulnerable also as a leader. And this parallels with your personal and your professional. So when you walk away from your professional space as a leader, it doesn't mean that you're going to take off your leadership hat, because it's still who you are as a person. Okay, it's the best version of who you are. So you keep the leadership hat on. If you go home at the end of the day and you have children, you have your family surrounded, you still have that leadership role, but it shifts. It shifts. You're now the mother leader. Now you're you're the wife now, but you're still in a place of honor. You're still in a place of integrity, and you're still leading.
You're still leading.
You're still leading. You lead your home. You organize your home. You pay your bills on time. It's all those things that build us up personally, but also as a leader. And most important, I think, is that whatever we do in our personal life will reflect who we are as a leader out into the world, in the marketplace. And I think that if everyone could understand that piece right there, like when you pay that bill on time, it sounds silly, but it's not.
No.
It's not silly.
You don't want to be late on your bills.
Absolutely. That's integrity, and that is leadership. Okay, that means that you are living a life of like I said, integrity. You're living in alignment to the truest version of who you are as a leader.
So that means that when you are not only living integrity, but you're balancing your life between business owner and mother or a father.
Yes.
Because you're still leading. You're leading out in business. You're
Yes.
leading probably in the community, but you're also leading at home.
Absolutely.
And when we learn how to have a balance, what that means is that raises our self-confidence,
Yes.
because we're doing something right.
Yes.
We have to be doing something right.
Yes.
So what happens when we have personal failures? Do that affect our business in your experience?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to go back to lead yourself. Lead yourself first before you can lead your child, before you can lead, help lead with your husband, with your family. Lead yourself first. But does your personal life affect your bit? Absolutely. Now, you don't want to deny that there's an issue or that there's something wrong, but take care of it, right? Like, we don't want to ignore something that's incongruent. If there's something that's incongruent in our lives or something stuck, fix it. Whatever it takes for you to be clear of that space, because it will interrupt. It will bring incongruence into the marketplace. It really will. So I would most definitely say surround yourself with positive people. I would most definitely say get a mentor. Get someone that speaks into your life, because every leader needs a leader.
Exactly.
Right? Period.
We always have to look up to someone that
Yes.
is leading us or is greater than us.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Every leader needs a leader, and if you don't have one, get one. get one. I think um, one of the most important things that ever happened in my entire life, and I'm speaking from my truest self, is getting a mentor and getting coaches to come into my life to speak not what I want,
No,
to
not
speak
what you wanna hear.
not what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Speak truth to me.
Mhm.
Talk about my weakness. Talk about where I need to improve. Show me the steps that I need to take to become better. And if it wasn't for these mentors, I wouldn't even be here. I really wouldn't be here. And I just, I would say if there's any ego that's in the way, remove it. It's not worth it. Like, let go. Keep your ego at the door. Make sure it's all gone. Go out and lead with humility and with grace and with truth. But when something is, when you hit a bump in the road, whether at home or in the marketplace, do everything in your power to be real with yourself as a leader, because you're leading yourself first, and take care of that, and just be true. It's all about being first. We have to be true to ourselves before we can get out into the world and be true to the world.
It comes with acceptance. It comes with integrity.
Integrity.
It has to do with integrity,
Yeah.
because you're being truthful to yourself,
Yes.
right? Finding ourselves sometimes is necessary,
Yes.
and sometimes we hide ourselves
Yes.
from us.
Yes. Yes.
So
Absolutely.
we are only lying to ourselves, and if we want to create or renew our self-confidence, we have to work on our, personal development.
Yes.
Part of being a leader is giving back to our community by empowering others.
Yes.
There are so many business owners who have the potential to empower others in their journey, but self-confidence is not a level, and this is what's holding them back. What's your opinion on these businesses? What's your experience?
For small businesses, for any
Yes,
business?
small businesses.
Well, one thing I have noticed, I've already been coaching 3 wonderful business owners, and a lot of it is building their self-confidence. Absolutely. And allowing them, because as a business owner, sometimes we get into this little circle here, and this is all we see until you actually get a coach or a mentor that helps you see the bigger picture of everything, helps you to see your bigger purpose. Like, there's so much more than just your little business. It's like, no, there's so much more. You're leading people, and you're leading lives, and you're helping, as a leader, the most important thing that you should be doing for all business is helping them become leaders. So that they can go out and be the trailblazers and the world changers. I think we just have to expand our territory and our mindset to know that we're always in a position as leaders to grow people.
So we have to be open-minded.
Most definitely. I don't see a business growing. If there's a business owner that it feels like they got it all together, they don't need, any more help, and they've got this, that means they stop growing. The moment they think they've got it, they stop growing. Okay, the most coachable leaders are the ones that say, I need to learn more. I want to learn more, not only for me, but because I'm leading other leaders. And when you have that mindset, then you become a sponge. Then you want to continue to learn, read the books, go to the conferences, so you can come back and then you can pour into your workplace.
So that's part of the process of renewing our self-confidence.
Yes.
So you would say that reading books is one thing that it has to be done.
Absolutely. Especially in the area of your skill. Whatever it is that your skill is, learn every day. Like, don't wait quarterly to go to that conference. Like, every day, get on YouTube, build that skill. If you don't have time to read, get the audios and just listen. I am not kidding you. I'll probably do 3 hours a day at different times, but if I'm home, if I'm washing the dishes, I'm gonna click on an audio and I'm gonna feed myself into that personal development because I know that I need to continue to grow. And I think
So-
it's vital.
So what happens when you're leading not only your business, but you're leading your family? Because it just happens to be a mom and pops, you know?
Yes.
This business, it's a family business.
Oh, yes.
And this person, and you know, what we could say, that doesn't necessarily have to be a lady, but this gentleman is leading the whole family into the business.
Yes.
And they have differences, right? And they have
Yes.
differences, and not only that, because this is still the husband, or this is still
Sure.
the spouse,
Sure.
they forget that they are at the business environment, and they start, you know, calling errors and putting themselves down.
Yeah.
So, in my experience, I've seen it, I personally seen it,
Sure.
and it's not only uncomfortable to see couples going through that, but also you can see how their self-confidence is on the floor.
Yeah.
And so how can we help them? What do they have to do to, I don't know, I wouldn't know where to start, to be honest, but
Yeah.
what, with your experience,
Yeah.
what would you say that would be the first step for them to start growing themselves, putting themselves together, and, you know, renewing that confidence?
Yeah. This is a tough one. And we just all have to face it, that when there is a family unit that is in a business, I think first and foremost, let's say there's 5 people. Let's say a family of 5 are a part of a business. They can't all be chiefs.
Absolutely.
You just, no, but it happens,
Mhm.
okay? And I think there needs to be a very, very strong positioning to understand, wait, who's the chief here, okay? And there has to be trust. There has to be a solid trust within the family in order for the business to be very successful. So even if you agree to disagree, if the chief, whoever that is, if that chief said this is the best thing for us, you know, in the business,
Mhm.
because we're speaking business, it is slightly different from the home. You really do have to take off the mom and dad hat
Mhm.
or the mother and father hat. You really do, because now you're positioned as, you know, the CEO of your company,
Right.
right? But trust has to be there, number one. So there has to be core values, I think, to really set a very strong foundation for the business. But respecting the one chief that is really taking, you know, is gonna command the orders, because really, they're the ones that have the main responsibility.
Mhm.
So as a family, we have to look at that person and say, okay, you know, I beg to differ, here's what I bring to the table. And if everybody says, no, I believe it should be this way, the chief says, this is the way it should go, then there's trust. Then you have to have a trust to say, that's the road it's going to take.
And this is only when you or the CEO or the, you know, leader of this family or business has the capacity to still lead after having their confidence, a low confidence, self-confidence.
Yes.
Okay, but you know, some people don't give up, and I'm amazed and I'm impressed.
Yeah.
However, I want to know, what can they do personally to get help? Do we bring a coach into the business, into the family, to start helping? Because, you know, there's a way of everybody having a job description. Sometimes because they're all family, they think that everybody can help, and that's not the way it is. They're not respecting each other's position. And we want them to be able to recognize first, you know, job descriptions and who's in charge of this, or
Yeah.
who's doing this task,
Yeah.
holding accountability,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
And all this is structure.
Mm.
It's a structure that
Yes.
it takes, but just because the self-confidence is so low,
Mhm.
they just don't dare to now appoint someone to do this or hold him accountable. So what do they need to do to start from somewhere and start rebuilding that confidence and reposition everybody where they belong?
Mhm. I think that's a really good question. I would highly recommend that this the CEO should really seek out a business coach that's going to bring everything, structure everything, and bring everything into alignment. First and foremost, at the end of the day, it really is about peace. It is about peace in the home, right? Shalom in the home. And I think that without peace, there's gonna be chaos and frustration, not only in the business, but the business will go home and it will still continue. The residue of what happened or the insecurities, whatever that is, they will bring it home. But I would honestly say hiring a business coach and making sure that everybody in the business, the whole family in the business, fully understands their positioning. And that each position is well respected. So there has to be this is a very unique. I feel like when it's a family business, they have to work harder. I really believe that.
I believe that.
You have to work harder. So the respect has to be very high, the trust has to be very high, and the CEO being willing to say, I'm going to invest in a business coach because my family is worth it.
Absolutely.
This is worth it for our success. And guess what? When there is harmony in the work environment, it can't help but not succeed.
And
Okay.
you feel it too.
Oh,
You feel that passion. The family is passionate about
Yeah.
what they already do.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of, building their self-confidence,
yes.
working on it. That
Yes.
way they don't destroy each other, but, and they can move on and grow that business.
Yeah.
Because I have met people that have family business for over 20 years,
Mhm.
and they are very successful. I'm talking about they're making 5 million revenue,
Yeah.
within
Yeah.
the year, and I can tell you, they impress me all day long, the
Yeah.
way they have structured the business.
Yeah.
However, I know that there's more potential to it. I know that they can
Yes.
grow and go farther, because now the kids are involved. And they
Yes.
have this energy, they already went to college.
Yes.
So, but there's so much in between that needs to be fixed,
Yeah.
and this is where the professional
Yes.
help comes. We're gonna go on another break,
Okay.
okay, and when we come back, we're gonna continue to discuss the solutions of how to work the self-confidence, and I understand that we also have a caller, so if you could please wait for me, and we'll be right back. Thank you.
Is that caller gonna, sorry. Okay.
Thank you.
Is that caller gonna ask questions?
Yes.
Okay.